Hey guys, this is Ownasaurus bringing you episode 1 of Stick It To 'Em, featuring GiTsticker himself. For those of you who are new to my channel, you will find a mix of Smash Brothers videos and SMITE videos here. But enough about me. We're here to talk about GiTsticker, one of the top 1v1 players in North America, who I've played SMITE with for over a year. So, people on Reddit have been requesting a replay going through Git's gameplay step by step, so I've invited him to come and talk about a replay of his. Say hello, Git.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, not a problem. Very happy to have you. So we have a replay loaded right now of his from, what, a day ago or so?
Yeah, it's within my past, I don't know, 40 matches or whatever shows up on the match history. I chose this one just because it's against a Freya, a good Freya, a rank 10 Freya, and it's a matchup that I think can be tricky at times and can give some Merc players a lot of difficulty, so that's just why I picked this one out.
Alright, sounds good. Well, we should be synced, paused 11 seconds into the replay, so why don't you take it from here?
Alright, so I'm a couple of seconds ahead of you, so I'll let you start first. But basically, before we unpause, I just want to explain a couple things about the way I started the game. It's the same way I start every game, with a golden bow and a single health pot straight to the blue buff. And the reason I do this is the golden bow really is the only thing that's going to allow you to clear effectively and clear the jungle and the lane really well later on in the game. So it's always the first item I start with in any Joust match. There's been questions about red potion, whether or not it's a good thing to start with. In some matchups, I think it could be good, and it really depends. I still need to experiment with it some more. I've had some success with it, but it really does depend on the matchup, and we can talk about that at another time. Sure.
Actually, I don't joust as much as you do, certainly, but I haven't seen that many other players use the red pot. Is that kind of a GiTsticker specific thing, or have you seen other people try incorporating that into their gameplay?
It's not specifically me. I mean, I remember when Joust League started, I just kind of I think it's just kind of a reminiscent of the jungle meta currently, where people go out into the jungle, you know, in Conquest with their potions, and it just kind of makes sense. It makes sense with a starting build for Mercury or you know, any other jungler, and I think it's good in some matchups. But no, it's not just from me.
Got it. All right, so I'm at 11 seconds. I'll do a countdown to unpause. 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Sure.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we notice you're starting off at the blue camp. Is that pretty standard?
Right. Standard for me. I just start off at the blue camp because it's the easiest camp to kill. Basically, it has less health than the other camps, and allows me to get to the lane really quickly and miss as few minions as possible.
I did not know that the blue camp had less health than the others. Looks like Freya chose to get the red camp.
Yeah, so Freya's got a hog and she started at red. And basically at this point I'm playing extremely passive, except
I crashed. GG.
Yeah, I crashed also.
Really? At the same point?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep this recording going. I'm going to load up SMITE right now. We can edit it after if we want to. But I'm gonna load up, go right back into the replay.
Honestly, I think that it's gonna crash at that spot over and over again. From my perspective, because it crashes from my perspective at that spot.
Oh, and now my my clipboard has the crash URL, so let's shout outs to Poolside. Okay. Do you want to skip past that part?
If you watch it from Freya's perspective, we can get past it.
Okay.
am in the game.
All right, I might just not edit this out. We'll see.
All right.
All right, you just threw Freya in the tower. Okay, I'm pausing at 44 seconds. Switching back to your perspective, let me know when you are at 44 seconds.
All right. Catching up. Okay. Before we start, I'll just make note of that little exchange right there. Freya made a big mistake of basically coming anywhere near my tower this early on in the game, and basically she just got thrown in. And the fact that she didn't die is really lucky, basically. So if you're facing a Mercury early on, yeah, he's super weak, but if he sees an opportunity to throw you in the tower, he's going to take it, so just be aware of that.
All right. Are you at 44?
Yes.
Pause. I'm resuming in 3, 2, 1, click. Oh.
Okay, got it.
You, yeah, just in time to see the Meiji look connect.
Right. And even at this point, I still am just basically committed to playing passive at this point in the game. There's very few matchups that I can be aggressive early on.
I would have, you know, I'm no experienced Merc player, but when it looked like you were running at Freya when you had almost no health. I guess you were using your dash move. Forget the name on that, on the minions. But I would have thought it would have been dangerous, like running so close to Freya. Do you know about that?
It would have been dangerous, but it was just because her mana was so low. And really, my main goal right now is to clear as much and effectively as possible. I would call this start a very strong start.
Really?
For Mercury, the fact that I'm even with Freya right now is really good because her clear is much better than mine. I don't have Golden Bow finished yet.
All right, and now the number you're looking at is the net goal. The net gold earned. Is that correct?
Right at the top. Yeah.
Although interestingly enough. Oh, you must have just hit 6 with that wave, because I was surprised you were level up.
Yeah, so I'm backing immediately as soon as I have enough to buy a Golden Bow.
What I noticed was that even though we don't have Freya's perspective, some of you might have noticed that right now Freya's cutting to the orange buff, but even earlier, Freya cut to the orange buff and potentially missed some of the wave minions for that. What's your opinion on that?
Orange buff is really nice early on. I will miss some minions to make sure I get my first orange buff. But more importantly, to make sure that they don't get my first orange buff. It's really, especially early on when you don't have a lot of movement speed as Mercury, it really helps get you out of bad situations. Here you're just all you're trying to do is hit the archers and the opposing player with the Meiji look at the same time. Okay, we're gonna pause in a second.
Okay, so you just clapped your ultimate. We're at about 3:05, and I paused. Tell me what's going on right here.
All right, so I don't know if this is obvious to you guys or not, but this is actually a bluff. And in every situation that you have opportunities to do this, you should always do it, because clapping your ultimate and being threatening like this is free basically. And you'll see, if you want to count down, we'll pause, we'll unpause again, and we'll see the result of what happens.
Sure. 3, 2, 1, play. There you go. Oh, what a jerk. I can't believe you taunted.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have taunted if it was just somebody random. I know the guy.
Alright, so what happened is you charged up your ult. Freya was worried about combo into death and ulted away.
Right. And in this matchup, really, that's really your main goal, is to get Freya to use her ultimate without you dying, so that you can engage later and have basically get a kill at that point.
So looks like where are your boots? Going straight from Golden Bow into Heartseeker. Wow.
Yeah, Heartseeker's, and this is the same build that I'll go against every mage at least from this point on. Heartseeker is just a great item from Mercury, just because it gives tons of power, and it also gives him movement speed, which also contributes to his power. And against mages, really, what you're trying to do, you have to kill them to get to their tower, as opposed to against bruisers, for example, who you can just ignore and kill their tower. We can talk about that another time, but
sure.
But just building up as much damage as possible so that we can blow them up as quickly as possible, while sprint is still up.
So, I don't know, maybe a lot's an exaggeration, but I feel like a lot of people would want to have an Aegis, perhaps, to counter Freya's ultimate. I notice you have no active items right now. Is that just you haven't gotten them yet? You don't feel threatened? When do you go and pick up active items, and which ones, if we don't see later?
Right. You'll see me pick up sprint in a little bit, and that's an indication that I'm ready to fight. It doesn't help me farm. It doesn't really... I mean, it would help me get out of sticky situations, but my ult is good enough for that.
There you go. Sprint 3. Straight up.
Right. So sprint's finished. Sorry for my phone. Sprint's... And basically that means from any point from now on, if I see an opportunity where I can get a kill on that, go ahead and try and take it.
So you would consider yourself having played passive up to now?
Yeah, very passive, just only harassing with Major Look. And there you see, it doesn't work. It doesn't work every time, especially not against...
Fool me once, shame on you.
Right,
I don't know how that goes.
To be able to tank that, and you need to.
Shame on me? Yeah. Are you meaning to go back? Oh, so that B, I didn't know if you were trying to bait something there. You looked off. I think you might have been in Freya's lift range there. Was that a bait? Was that trying to go back, or kind of a mix of both?
There's really was just nothing. There's no objectives on the map. Nothing for me to no experience or gold to be gained. So I really just lost nothing by backing there.
Okay.
If she interrupted my back with a banish, then that would have been fine. I would have just backed again, or went back to tower to back. It's just a free back, that's all. And I got to buy my boots too, which is fine.
Okay. So,
speed buffs up. It's gonna be a main priority of mine.
Do you count the timer? What's the respawn timer on the buffs?
It's 4 minutes. And yes, in the beginning of the match, I'll keep track of the timers. I know she started at red, so her red's gonna be up pretty soon.
Got it. How about wards? Do you ever ward the buffs? Oh. What was that dash? Were you aiming for her?
I was, yes, and I missed. But that was still a really good engagement because her ult's down and I'm not dead, and I didn't have to use my ult either.
Okay.
So overall, it was a successful engagement in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So for the next 60 seconds or so, I can be.
We're gonna
really
pause
aggressive.
in a second. All right, I'm
Okay.
paused at 7:26. What the heck was that?
Right. So it might have just looked like a derp, but from my perspective in the game, I couldn't see where Freya was. I didn't know that she was at the tower, but I knew that she had low health. And what a lot of people will do is they'll know that Mercury can get them with their ult. So what they'll do is they'll just go right around the corner there in mid into one of those side lanes and back right there. And what you can do is a lot of times just ult right to the middle of the lane, turn left, turn right. You'll see them backing, and you can hit them with a Major Look and just get like a really free kill.
No kidding. Wow.
Right. So that was just a chance at that. And really, my ult is just, since it's been nerfed, it's really just used for mobility. I mean, if you land it, that's great, but you can't really count on it to land it. Use it for escapes. I use it for mobility, and on the off chance I get a bunch of damage out of it.
Interesting. Wow. I mean, I would have thought that's like almost your safe out button that you wouldn't want to get rid of. Yeah, that's really interesting perspective. Thanks.
Yeah, no, it was a gamble, and it didn't work out, but it could have been a free kill. It was a chance at a free kill from my perspective, and I took it.
Got it. All right. If it's okay with you, I'm going to resume in 3, 2, 1, play. as the Earth magically heals itself from your speed.
Right.
So, oh, speaking of speed, I think you started blue buff and then you've been sticking with orange buffs. Do you ever switch over to red, or do you stay orange?
There is a point in the game where I'll consider switching to red. If it's late game and I have pretty much my full build, I'm not worried about farming so much, and I really just want to blow them up as quickly as possible. Let's say they've got some defense. I'll switch over to red, and only in the situation where move speed is not so much a concern anymore, where I'm definitely faster than them and I know I can stick on them.
Quick switch to Freya's build just for a second. I know this is mostly about your Mercury build, but it's somewhat relevant. Is there a certain Freya build that you might have changed your items for, or is this you're just... You mentioned you'll against the mage you'll almost always open Golden Bow, Heartseeker, or always, but is there anything else you might change according to the enemy's build?
Up to my third item now, I'll always get this order of items. My fourth item is, it depends. Depending on whether they build defense or just continue to go damage, I'll switch out either a Deathbringer or a Titan's Bane at that point. Those can rotate either fourth or fifth.
Mm-hmm.
But notice she just picked up a Witchstone. I actually like this item a lot against Mercury and on Mercury. Not so much against mages, just because the physical protection is kind of useless. See a little bad engagement right here.
Oh no, was that another missed two? No advanced mind games there.
Yeah, so I missed my I totally missed my dash. Ooh. And I had to use my ult to escape.
When I heard that Freya ult behind you, I got really scared.
I must have been like really close to her range, and I just barely got out.
Mm-hmm.
But it still turned out to be a really good engagement because her ult is down. And whenever her ult is down, that means I can be really aggressive.
Okay.
Hey, over there!
Even though your ult's down too?
Yes, even though. Because her ult can be used mid-fight very effectively. My ult can be used to start a fight or to escape a fight or just to move around efficiently. It's not good in the middle of a fight.
Alright, so this might be a silly question, but we're 10 minutes in, it's 0-0. How are you planning on winning this game? Like, what's your overall goal? Oh, we might have our first kill. Yeah, right. There you go. What happened there? And then you can answer my question later.
Alright, yeah. She used her 2 to clear the minions, and I engaged while her 2 was down. That's just a general rule that you want to do anytime against a Freya.
So you're keeping track of her 2? Her 2,
yes. Her 2 and her ult are the 2 main things I want to pay attention to. I knew her ult was down, and she just used her 2, so it was perfect time to go in.
What part of the 2 are you afraid of? The slow, the life leech. What?
Just her
or the
ability
range.
Her ability to do damage at range, basically.
Just range.
Is what
it
is.
That makes sense.
I mean, yeah, Freya does a ton of damage, but I mean, she's got a defensive item and Fatalis currently, and if we're just punching each other, I'll win. And her ult, I mean, basically her ult was down, so I was able to be really aggressive.
Okay. Nice, you got her again.
Her ult is still down. Okay, her ult was up right there, so that's good. So we reset again.
Okay. Oh, nice hit. Oh.
Yeah,
oh my god.
I'd say that was a bad trade right there.
Well, Heartseeker.
Just because I was just ahead. It ended up actually being a golden bow hit that killed her right there. It was kind of a lucky shot, and I should have died without getting that kill.
You agree, though, not just the 1-for-1, but are you worried about the Heartseeker stacks, or not as much?
Not really. That's a good point. But in Joust 1v1, especially with golden bow, you stack that up again really quickly. In the span of a Joust game, really, those stacking items are, it's really pretty inconsequential. They'll stack up again really easily.
One thing it's kind of a subtle, well, maybe a subtle point. The boots you chose. You know, cooldown versus pen. Any strong feelings on that, or is that personal preference?
Yeah, no, I feel very strongly about that pen boots are better.
For Mercury.
Against mages for Mercury, yeah. Just disengaging there. Anytime you get lifted like that, you're at a disadvantage. Just to start, so it's a good decision to just get away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna let this play out for a second before I answer your question.
Yep. Ow. I haven't seen this far into the replay. What happened there?
I should have gotten out faster than I did. Getting lifted like that is always best scenario, and you want to disengage if you can. I should have immediately ulted away to get out of there. So pen boots. The whole goal is to blow them up as quickly as possible, and pen boots allow you to do that. Cooldown boots, not so much.
Got it. And then I had a question earlier. I don't even remember what I said.
You asked the goal to winning the game.
Oh yeah.
Like, how was I going to? Right. Basically is to it's against mages. It's actually pretty standard. It's you want to get. Hold on, just play out for a sec. I'm actually going to
die.
Yeah, I'm gonna die right there. That was a bad decision to grab her under the tower. It was just a really bad decision. So it's basically I'm going to get towers and Phoenix while Freya's dead, as opposed to trying to backdoor.
So late game finish no matter what, pretty much.
Yes. The later the game goes, the more of an advantage. Mercury will have his ability to blow the other person up will scale really well. As opposed to if I was fighting, like, for example, a Hercules or something, who builds a ton of defense, then I would just basically ignore them and go for their objectives.
So
kill towers, kill Phoenix.
Are those basically the two ways you win as Mercury? Either kill and push through, or backdoor? I mean... Hold on. Oh man, Freya's ultimate was down. You caught her. I assume that's basically GG.
Yeah, if you can get that CC on them and then you can dodge the lift, then it's a really good situation to be in.
All right, looks like you're gonna take this tower if you sneeze on it.
Right.
And there's something really interesting I learned from you that's worth noting for people who are practicing 1v1 jousts. If time allows, I don't know if you want to talk about the respawn timer.
Oh.
I don't know if it's worth mentioning, but because...
You mean in this mode as opposed to like a...
as opposed to a practice game, yeah.
Right. Yeah, for some reason the joust challenges, if you set one up specifically between you and another person, it uses a timer from like Conquest or something. I don't know. The respawn timers are much longer.
Were you baiting Freya's too there? Just kind of running up and then turning around as soon as she popped it?
Well, that's another thing I forgot to mention, actually. A lot of times you'll see me just moving around, like, sporadically. I'm actually building up my passive while I'm doing that. Just so that my next hit that I do deals a bunch extra damage. And if it just so happens that I bait out a cooldown from them, and I get an opportunity to go in on them, then that's good also. Awesome.
Still only one active. Freya now has Fist of the Gods. Will that mean beads?
Beads are a good item. I would say it's between beads and Aegis against Freya, and it's really a stylistic choice, I think. Aegis is the defensive route, beads is the offensive route. If you get a good initiate on Freya, and you know her ult is down, and you just use beads, then there's no way that she can lift you, and you get a guaranteed kill.
Oh. You gonna go for it?
Whereas if you get an Aegis, you can just absorb ultis.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
believe this is the end of the game.
Yeah, well that was a somewhat poor decision by Freya. That was too bad. But yeah. God, so many questions. We're gonna have to do episode 2. Do you have anything else to add on this match, or anything that wasn't covered?
Just about the Freya decision at the end. I think that they knew that they were guaranteed going to lose the Phoenix at that point, and that's just so crippling. And I felt like they needed to, they really just wanted to clear those creeps out, and because they knew the game was pretty much just going to end sooner than later. Besides that, no, I think if you have any questions for me, or if anybody wants to comment afterwards and ask questions, I'll try to answer those. I'm sure there's things that I didn't cover that would be interesting to talk about, but I just can't think of any right now.
All right. Well, let's conclude episode 1 right there. Thank you for joining us. Again, my name is Ownasaurus, and I'm here with GiTsticker, and we will see you next time.
Later. Thanks.
Thank you.